All right, America, it's time for the Ringside Wranglers Wrestling Report with your host, Haz-Bin and Jack Jaw.
What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Jack Jaw with the Ringside Wrangler Wrestling Report. We got new graphics this week thanks to producer Punk. We got Haz-Bin in the house. What's up, Haz-Bin?
I ain't Haz-Bin. I don't know where that old boy went. This is Kansas. My name's Kansas, and I'm here to take over for Haz-Bin in this show today, boy.
You do it, boy. You do it, boy. Well, guess what? I'm Jack Jaw. We cover the news from the WWE, AEW. Sometimes we hit on Impact. Sometimes we hit on NWA, but we always hit on the independents. We've got good news on the independent front. Again, this week, another show we have to talk about coming on from the indie world. But let's go back. WWE, top of the show, top of the week. Monday night, we got Raw. We got McIntyre leading off the show. You were wondering where they were going to go with Bobby Lashley, but guess what? They've moved on from Bobby Lashley. He's gone. He's out. That story's over with. We've moved on, and look who we got now competing for against Drew McIntyre for the title. We've got none other than Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was the guy who brought him back about 2 years ago. Was that about right?
That sounds about right to me.
There we go.
I like the Dolphin. I like the Dolphin. I think I've always been a fan of the Dolphin. He's a Kent State alum, man. Up in Ohio, Kent State. I love the Dolphin.
There you go. Dolph Ziggler looks like he's got the forefront now. He's going to be going for the title. I always like when Dolph Ziggler is competing for a title. It's always good stuff. So there you go. You got that coming up. I guess it's going to be coming on for Extreme Rules coming up middle of July. Next up, you got Nia Jax out there talking smack with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is typical with her big entourage Flair style, and Nia Jax starts getting into it, lays her out. Looks like Flair suffers a little injury, but you know what she says? She says, you know what? That's not going to keep me from fighting against Nia Jax. Excuse me, Osaka later on in the night. Osaka and her are going to fight later on. Next up, you got the Raw Tag Team Champions, Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. I don't even understand who's getting paid to write this story, but this has been played out on top of played out on top of played out. Don't even care when this comes on. What was your take on this one?
Well, I know that boy Haz-Man said he predicted everybody was going to lose. All the challengers were going to beat the champions, but he was wrong. They all won. I don't know what the hell is going on with WWE right now, man.
He was definitely wrong. I was thinking about that too. I'm going, I don't think any titles change hands. So you
ain't no titles change hands. He didn't change the damn underwear, man. Just went on the whole damn show.
He couldn't even be more wrong than what he was. Next up, you got Osaka taking on Charlotte Flair. Like she said, Charlotte Flair was not going to go down with an arm injury. And guess what? Osaka finally gets a win over Charlotte. That hadn't happened like in ever. So I
never happened.
Never. Submission. There she goes. So Osaka gets the win. Either way, she clearly retains the title. Next up, you got an angry Edge. You thought he was going to show up and be trying to take his boy Christian's back, trying to talk for him and defend him. And yes, he don't even care about Christian. He don't care about anybody but himself at this point. He's telling Orton that you know what? He's going to cry just like he said something about Bob Orton. He goes, you're going to be shooting blanks like you wish Bob Orton would have done back when you were born. How'd you like that one?
That's pretty good. Hey, some Facebook user said hi. How you doing there, boy? Welcome to the program.
There you go. Either way, so it's all Edge. He doesn't care about Christian or Orton. He's like, I guess at some point he's going to be coming after Orton to end it. He wants to make him miserable, he said, something like that. So either way, I thought it was a good story right there. It was good mic skills. Edge always has them. Edge was great on the mic that night or Monday night. So I liked it in the dark thing. So look for Edge to come back for the injury that he had. Next up, 24/7 title. Going to get defended. R-Truth. He's held it more than anybody against Akira Tozawa. And guess what? We got a new 24/7 champion. Akira Tozawa takes out R-Truth. What'd you think of that one?
I think I fell asleep doing that one. There, I was watching. I was reading something on Danny Hodge and the history of the European Championship going back to the days of the Aztec generation. I fell asleep, I'm afraid. But it's good to see that old boy win that match.
There we go. Akira Tozawa, new 24/7 champion. whatever. I don't even know about that title, why they even do it. It's just like it just changes hand like you change underwear. Either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up. You got a new little twist in the storyline going this week. You got Natalya coming out. She takes out Liv Morgan. She's got a special surprise after the match. Didn't see this one coming. Look who now is the advocate of Natalya. Did you see that? Didn't see that one coming. There we go. I guess she's got, if MVP can do his promotion, it looks like she can do her promotion too. Alana, new promoter for Natalya. What do you think of that?
I love when Natty gets heel. I love when Natty turns heel. When Natty's a bad girl. Natty, who's your daddy? I like when she turns heel. I like when Natty gets nasty. Nasty Natty, that's her name.
So look for her to be causing some turmoil on Raw. Next up, you got Big Show coming out there. I thought this was great. This was all over YouTube on Monday night, Tuesday. You could see it where Big Show confronted Randy Orton, just saying, he's out there with Ric Flair saying he's the greatest wrestler ever. Big Show comes out there. They didn't want nothing to do with him. They left. But Big Show, he means business. He told him he's gonna set him straight. What'd you think of that one?
Hey, you don't mess with Paul White. Paul White's a man. Paul White, Big Show, Giant, whatever you want to call him. That dude's he's a human phenom. Nature boy Ric Flair, 17, 16, 18, 9 world champion Randy Orton, RKO, son of Billy Bob. Yeah, I like this angle a lot.
There we go. Big Show. Next up, this was the match we were looking for last week. The women's tag champions, Bayley and Sasha Banks against the Iconics. I thought the Iconics were going to win, but you know what? They didn't win. I thought, what? It was like, no, it wasn't even questionable. They lost via just submission. There they are. Women's tag champions, Bayley and Sasha Banks. They keep it. So it looks like that angle is going to continue to go on. We keep wondering when they're going to split it up. Not this week.
I didn't think the Iconics were going to beat Bayley on Bayley's baby birthday. She turned 31 years old. Happy birthday, Bayley, baby. She's 31 years old now. Nice little young lady making it happen in the WWE. So now Iconics wasn't going over on Bayley on the birthday. No, ain't going to happen. And Snoopy Dogg's niece there, she's rolling too. I like this team. I like them a lot. Might want to go out there and be an advocate for them someday. Who the hell knows?
Next up, Apollo Cruz defending his U.S. championship against Shelton Benjamin. Repeat from last week. When the match wasn't good in week 1, why do you do it again in week 2? Apollo Cruz gets the win again. What you think of that one?
I think old Apollo needs to get on the space shuttle and make his way up to the moon and take a nice little space cruise because he needs to turn heel. Apollo Cruz needs to turn heel. Because if he turns heel, he's going to be a bad man. I can see a lot in this young man. Got a lot of dollar signs in his eyes. He just got to go up to the moon real quick on the Apollo Cruz ship, get his mind straight, come back, turn heel, and he going to make a lot of money, then boy.
Well, as soon as MVP, if MVP has anything to say about it, if he teams up with MVP as an advocate, it's coming soon that he'll be a heel. Next up, the end of the show, you've got Rey Mysterio out there pleading to Dominic, saying how he was worried last week. He couldn't find him, couldn't connect with him, wondered where he was. Then he sees that he was able to escape Seth Rollins' team, and he's like telling him, look, man, don't stress me out like that. Man, this is getting good. I thought it was going to happen this week. I guess it's going to take another couple weeks before Dominic turns on his dad. That's going to be so good. Looking forward to it, but it didn't happen this week. What'd you think of this one?
Well, I'm with you, man, sir. I think D-Nick's going to put the trick on the Papa, and he's going to turn heel on him. And I see D-Nick joining the Apostles. Was he going to be James, John, Judas? I'm not sure which one he's going to be, but he's going to be another Apostle of them there, boy. And he's going to be, and Seth Rollins is going to take them boys to a level you ain't never seen.
Well, there you go. Before the end of the night, you had everybody getting into this angle. You had Carrillo out there. You had Aleister Black out there. This just went crazy. Love the way this one ended.
One thing I would tell you, though, I didn't mean to cut you off there, boy. But one thing I would tell you this. If they're going to be doing this, Murphy ain't Buddy no more, then I think Theory shouldn't be Austin no more. It should be Murphy, Theory, D-Nick, and the Messiah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's streamlined. It makes it easy for us to talk. Either way, that's the way Raw goes down this week.
Because you got to speak in sound bites. You got to speak in sound bites there, boy. It's got to collar. Got to be in sound bites. Make people listen, People don't want to hear like jibber jabber talk.
There you go right there. Aleister Black and Carrillo throwing him into the Seth Rollins into the corner. That was pretty good the way they ended the show. I like the way this angle's going. I like it when they got angles outside of the championship going on. This is all good. Either way, that ended Raw this week. Up next on Wednesday night, you had NXT. You had a couple good things going on this week. You had Cameron Grimes taking out Damian Priest. That was a pretty good match right there. There he is right there. Cameron Grimes. That's a good match right there. Next up, you had the Cruiserweight Champion, Santos Escobar. The new man. What you trying to say, boy?
I don't know who this Damian Priest guy is. There's only one priest in WWE, man. That's Seth Rollins. He's the Messiah. Anybody else is sacrilegious, man. I don't know who the hell this priest guy is. There's only one priest in WWE. That's Seth Rollins, Messiah.
Well, either way, they moved on from that. Cameron Grimes took out Damian Priest. Cruiserweight Champion Escobar takes out Jake Atlas in a non-title match. There he is, leaves him laying there. I like that angle they got going on there with Santos Escobar. I like the new name. That Phantasmo thing wasn't that great to me. Either way.
Escobar. Did you say Escobar?
Escobar. Pablo's brother.
Is Escobar one of them guys back in the cruiserweight era in WCW cruiserweight era? Huh? With Vampiro and all them boys back then? Is he one of them guys?
Could be.
You know, the La Parca and all them dudes, you know?
Could be.
Is Escobar one of them?
Could be. It's all good.
Yeah.
Either way, next up, you got a women's match. Got to move it on, man. Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. She takes out, the two of them take out Caden Carter and Casey Cantanzaro. That's a pretty good match right there. Look at that right there. They want gold, man. But they had their chance. They blew it last week. Either way, Bayley and Sasha Banks were there at NXT. You know, it didn't matter. Who knows? That was an okay match. Decent for NXT. Then you got the big boy. I'm
Raquel Gonzalez.
What's that?
Did you say Raquel Gonzalez?
That's it. Raquel Gonzalez.
Any relation to Raquel Welch?
Maybe her like great grandmother, something like that.
Probably so. You know, Bayley and Stupid Dog's niece, they're all off the chain, man. Ain't nobody gonna beat them. They go to every single wrestling organization on planet Earth, and they can go to AEW, they can go to Mid-South, they can go to WCW, they can go to Raw, they can go to SmackDown, they can go to Impact, they can go to Ring of Honor, they can go to Japanese, they can go to Europe, they can go to Australia, they can go to Kansas Championship Wrestling, where I'm from. It don't matter, man. They're the best damn women's tag team in the business, them boy. They ain't gonna break up, and you can't break up them. That's like trying to break up peanut butter and chocolate with Reese's, man. It just ain't gonna happen. Hell no.
You were confident last week and you missed the boat. I'm telling you right now.
I don't know who you be talking about me. You talking about the other dude. My name's Kansas, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that dude.
Well, Haz-Bin, your brother missed it all last week and you'll miss it all this week. Either way, next up, Karrion Kross, the man. Look at that. He got called out last week by Bronson Reed. I knew it was a mistake for Bronson Reed to do it, but guess what? He did it. Karrion Kross just lays him out. It's only a matter of time till Karrion Kross gets his shot against Adam Cole.
Bronson Reed. He may want to go back and talk to his Uncle Charles Bronson. Maybe he can learn how to wrestle.
There you go. Either way, Reed. You got Rhea Ripley. She's back in the saddle again. She takes
Where the hell they get these names from, man? Where they get these crazy ass names? Raquel Welch, Charles Bronson. These people ain't wrestlers, man. They washed up actors.
All right, what'd you think of Aaliyah then? You don't like that name either, huh? Rhea Ripley and Aaliyah?
Aaliyah?
That's it.
Bless you.
Look at her right there, Aaliyah. Rhea Ripley gets the win over her. Next up, you got Dexter Lumis taking out Roderick Strong via count out. This was a pretty good match. How do you like that dude's mustache right there? Dexter Lumis.
I don't know about that. Roderick don't look too strong to me, but I mean, I don't know.
Dexter Lumis' mustache. He's got, it looks like, you know what they say about those kind of mustaches. I'll just leave it at that. Either way, he goes down. Roderick Strong.
That's a good one there, boy. That's a good one there, boy. I like that one.
Roderick Strong goes down to Dexter Lumis. Next up, the match of the night, you had the NXT North American Champion Keith Lee taking out Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano. So guess what this means? You've got Keith Lee on July the 8th, champion versus champion, taking on Adam Cole. I guess this is a precursor to Karrion Kross getting his shot at the title. There you go. That looks to be pretty good right there. What you think of that one? Title versus title.
Hey, If Dr. Baker shows up, it'll be even better because apparently other boys, they got this fascination for Dr. Baker. But me, I like Keith Lee. He's my hero. I love Keith Lee. Keith Lee. Remember that name, folks. Keith Lee. That's He's right. a champion.
That's Bruce's second cousin or something, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, he's somehow down the line with the Lee family. Man, I think his great uncle Tommy's a damn good drummer too with Motley Crue.
I forgot about that one, man. There you go. Lee family.
Hey, so you gotta do your homework, boy. You gotta do your homework if you want to do these shows. You just follow me, man. I'll lead you through. I'm a genius at it. That's why my name is Kansas.
You got it. You got it. So that ends it for NXT. So that's a big build up for a couple match in a couple weeks, title versus title. On to SmackDown. This week's show, I thought it was pretty good. And you know it was going to be good when they lead it off, as this is the Undertaker's night. Everything was about the Undertaker. Showing stuff from old Undertaker, new Undertaker, recent Undertaker, last ride Undertaker. It was all so good. There he is right there at the WWE match. How you like that one? Madison Square Garden putting up there. Thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker. What'd you think of that one?
Hey, I respect Mark Callaway. He's a tremendous athlete. From Mean Mark, his days back in Mid-South and days in WCW, days in WWE and everything he's ever done. But to me, no disrespect to Mark because he's such a great guy, but that was a waste of a show, man. These are the kind of things you want to put on WWE Network and let everybody enjoy it. But if this is a show, I mean, from what I'm hearing, they had everything. They scripted the show the way they wanted to be. Then they had 75 coronavirus cases. Apparently, too many people drank too many Coronas, got drunk, got hungover, whatever the hell happened, and then they couldn't do the show. So they got to do a last minute scrape and do an Undertaker best of, and that's great. But I mean, I would have done something else. If I would have been booking the show, it would have been a whole lot better. I can tell you that for a damn fact.
I can guarantee it would. There ain't no doubt about it. Either way,
because I would have had a Vampiro in a 10-man death match, coal miner's glove. Believe that.
Coal miner's glove. All right.
Vampiro.
So they set up the night to be Undertaker's night. Next up, you got the #1 contender match for Bayley's title. Nikki Cross taking on Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, and Dana Brooke. Going into it, I would have said I said, man, guaranteed Alexa Bliss not going to win. Lacey Evans not going to win. I'm thinking for sure it's got to be somebody else, but I couldn't believe it. Nikki Cross gets the win there. So it's going to be Nikki Cross versus Bayley at the next pay-per-view. There it is right there at Extreme Rules. Who knows what's going to happen there? I can't imagine Nikki Cross getting the belt. Nope. Bayley's title run continues on either way. Don't know where I didn't see this one coming. This angle they had going here. So there you got it. Bayley gets the win. Nikki Cross gets the win for Bayley's title. So it's coming up. Next up, Lucha House Party and the New Day taking on Miz, John Morrison, Cesaro, and Shinsuke. That was just a full-on battle right there. Lucha House Party, New Day get the win there. Pretty much a no-consequence match there. And then this was a pretty good angle. You have to give it to him. Braun Strowman out there challenging Bray Wyatt. And I guess it's going to be AKA Last Ride, AJ Styles, Undertaker match at WrestleMania. They're going to call it Return to the Swamp for the WWE Championship. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt. I guess the Fiend is on the sideline right now, but there he is right there calling him out. He's wanting that match. So look for that at Extreme Rules. I guess it'll be another tape-produced match for the pay-per-view. I think it's going to be good. What do you think about it?
I think it's going to be all right. But if it's going to be a return to the swamp, maybe they have the damn match in Gainesville, in the middle of the real swamp. In Gainesville, home of the Gators. Gainesville, put in there. Not Gainesville, Georgia, home of AJ Styles, but the other Gainesville, Florida, home of the Florida Gators. Taurus. Hoorah. Florida Gators.
All right, so the main event on SmackDown was Jeff Hardy versus King Corbin. You got to give it to King Corbin. He has got the heel roll down. Comes out there saying, Undertaker sucks. Right out the gate. He says, you suck, Undertaker. Doesn't know what all the hoopla's about. He talks trash all night long. Jeff Hardy gets the win via pinfall, and then King Corbin tries to get in a last shot, and then it all comes down. Everybody takes it out on King Corbin, lays him out. You're not going to do that to the Undertaker. You're not going to talk down to the Undertaker. He's a legend, and everybody appreciates him. Everything was thank you, Taker, all this kind of stuff. Everybody got shot in at King Corbin. What'd you think of that one?
He's a whipping boy. Supposed to be a king, but he always gets his ass whipped every time he fights. It's a whipping boy.
He was the whipping boy.
If we would have had Dr. Death would have been out there, wouldn't have whipped him up. If Jerry Only would have been out there, would have whipped him up. If the Wall would have been out there to whip him up. If Berlin would have been out there, would have whipped him up. And of course, if Bad Pyro would have been there, they never way could whip them up. That's a whipping boy. He calls himself a king, but he's a whipping boy.
He was a whipping boy. And then there you go. How you like your boy right there? The guy's been in SmackDown 1 week, and he's even getting in on the beatdown. That was so good. It was.
Oh, you talking about the Barefoot Bandit? I like the Barefoot Bandit. He's one of my heroes. He reminds me of Kevin Von Erich. Barefoot boy. I was calling him the Barefoot boy. BFB, Barefoot boy.
He's good. Either way, I thought the show SmackDown was pretty good this week. It ends that way. It's just awesome the way everybody just took their shots at King Corbin. Either way, he's kind of done. I don't even know what to make of that dude anymore. It seems like his next up, he'll probably taking a little hiatus for a while, but who knows what you think of that one. Either way, on to AEW. AEW, the build-up of Fyter Fest that's going to happen next Wednesday and the following Wednesday, July the 1st and July the 8th. They've got the build-up to that. This week's show on this past Wednesday night on the 24th of June. They build up for the next 2 weeks. Everything that happened on Wednesday night's show is a build-up to that. Next up, you had Luchasaurus versus Wardlaw in a lumberjack match.
What'd you say? Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus, look at that man. He's a beast.
What the hell is it? We watching Jurassic Park here? What, man? What the hell's a Luchasaurus?
That's him right there. There he is. Either way, he ain't big enough. He ain't Luchasaurus enough because Wardlaw gets the win. It sets it up for next week. You're going to have a four tag team, MJF and Wardlaw versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. You know that match is coming at Fyter Fest. I'm not sure they've announced it officially yet. Maybe a singles match, but I think it's going to be a tag team match. Either way, I thought it was pretty good, but Wardlow gets the win there. What you think of that one?
Here's a question for you. Who is the mentor of Wardlow?
No idea. I bet you know,
that
though.
Would be Dr. Death. Dr. Death. God bless his soul. Dr. Death was the mentor of Wardlow. So I can tell you right now, if Wardlow's going to be anything like Dr. Death was, you best watch out for this guy because he's going to be gold. He's going to be gold. He's going to be gold. He's going to take green bucks and turn it into gold. Wardlow, the next Dr. Death.
Well, there you go. Next up, you got the women out there. Hikaru Shida, the champion.
That would be Hikaru Shida.
There you go. That's the way they talked about it in New Japan, I'm sure. She takes out Red Velvet, and then you got the run-ins.
Red Velvet?
Yeah, Red Velvet.
Wait a minute here. I got to scratch my head. What is all the man? We got Raquel Wilson, Charleston Heston, and Black Velvet. What the hell's going on with all this stuff, man?
And a wrestler named Red Velvet.
This ain't wrestling, man. This is the Red Velvet. That's like some kind of a porn movie or some kind of drink you get at the Circle K, man. Ain't no wrestling name. Come on, man. Red
Velvet, if you please.
That's Black Velvet, man. That's Black Velvet. Black Velvet. You tell him, Punk. You tell him, Punk is Black Velvet. Hey, Punk and I know some about music here. Punk and I know a little bit about music. That would be Black Velvet.
There we go.
Oh, that's right. I'll take any velvet.
This is
Black,
like Red Velvet.
red.
Well, she was a no consequence. Hikaru Shida, she gets the win. Penelope Ford out there talking tonight. That's going to be at a Fyter Fest match. So either way, next up, Joe Cabana. Finally, teaming up with me. And Joey Janela versus Sonny. Did you know this was happening?
You know, I'm hearing 15 people talking behind you. Somebody trying to steal your thunder there, boy?
Yeah, you. Joe, tell me.
Penelope Ford. That sounds like pineapple. She reminds me of Maurice Wannabe.
Well, either way, she's fighting for the championship, so it ought to be pretty good. Next up, Colt Cabana finally teamed with Brody Lee. I didn't know this was going to go down this quick. I guess he's kind of in the state. I'm not sure if I'm a heel yet or what. The two of them take on Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. Colt Cabana, Brody Lee, obviously going to get in there too. And then Lance Archer comes out, cracks Sonny Kiss. Janela tries to go for the save, and then is taken also by Lance Archer. So either way, pretty good match there. Lance Archer, I was wondering what we were going to do with him after he didn't win the match against Cody for that TNT championship. But Lance Archer's back in the saddle. What's your take on that one?
I think Colt 45 is a member of the Dark Order now. I think you can go ahead and mark it in the book.
Well, they're going to be fighting together at Fighter Fest. Next up, FTR over SCU. How do you like this? You got two three-letter names. FTR, SCU. FTR, SCU. Crazy. FTR gets the win. I like the fact that your boys, Butcher and the Blade, they started using the truck, FTR's truck. Either way, that's build up for the FTR and the Young Bucks taking on the Butcher and the Blade. Partners Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. This is going to get crazy here. Young Bucks, it's inevitable. Young Bucks fighting FTR at some point. Don't know when it's going to happen. That's what they build up. There they are right there. FTR talking smack against you. Who knows? What's your take on that?
FTR, FCU. I think it's okay.
Just okay.
I think FTR. I like their talent. I agree with the boy from last week. Having Orn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in the corner where they can talk to him in person instead of having to look at him on video. I think these FTR, these guys have a lot of talent. They're hidden gems. I like them a lot.
Next up, Brian Cage with Tazz coming out with Cruz. That was there you go right there. There's Colt Cabana and Brody Lee in the back. And Brody Lee's calling out. He's going to fight somebody again next week, telling him Cabana's going to be with him. And Colt Cabana just looks to be a little out of sorts. It looks like he's not aware that he's on the dark side yet. But guess what, Colt? You are. So Colt Cabana, Brody Lee, they'll continue on their dark side. Either way, next up, Brian Cage and Tazz. There you go. You got the Butcher and the Blade out there. There's an FTR truck. That was pretty funny right there. And they take off the truck. Who knows what's going to happen with that? They have no problem tearing up people's cars these days. So there you go. Now on the next one, Punk. Go to the next slide, Punk. There it is. Brian Cage and Tazz. Somebody named Joey Cruz comes out there and just gets handled. Straight up handled. Quick work. Brian Cage, he's in his match against Moxley. That can't happen soon enough. Tazz had the man. Either way, what do you think of that one?
I like Tazz. I like this guy. His charge that he's got with him right now. I think he's going to give John Moxley going to give him a fight to the death. And I think Tazz is a great manager. He's got a tremendous amateur background. His talents for ECW don't even need to be addressed because it's just his talent alone and just his legacy with ECW. The guy's a tremendous athlete, very good manager, better as a heel than anything else. And I have nothing more respect in the world for Tazz. And if his boy old Cage wins the belt, then it's good for him. But I tell you one damn thing, he better never, ever challenge Berlin or The Wall or Vampiro or Dr. Death because he's going to get his ass whipped.
So they got it. Go on to the next one slide. Send me the next slide, Punk. Let me see what we got there. Oh, dude, how about this one? This was awesome right here. This is you had your girl Brooke Baker out there in her match, and you got who's this chick right here? Big Swole. Big Swole dumps garbage on your girl. How you like that one?
Yeah. She's trying to protect herself from the coronavirus.
Well,
Big Swole, huh? Big Swole.
That's
a funny name. Don't look that damn big to me. Sure the hell ain't Swole.
Well, she's Swole because guess who ended up with garbage on him? Your favorite, Britt Baker, Tony Schiavone.
Ain't my favorite. Maybe old boy's favorite, but ain't my favorite.
Next
My
up,
favorite is
Santana with
Cheetah.
Ortiz. Santana with Ortiz out there to take on broken Matt Hardy. Didn't think this was coming, but guess what? Ortiz gets the win over Matt Hardy. That was kind of crazy. Matt Hardy, hopefully, he'll continue on. He's going to be the power that he is when coming over to AEW. I love Matt Hardy. Either way, he gets the loss this week against Ortiz. Next up, you got Orange Cassidy coming out to confront Jericho. Those two are going to be fighting at Fyter Fest. That ought to be good. Orange Cassidy flying all over the place. So there you have it. We've got week 1 of the Fyter Fest card that's going to happen next Wednesday night on TNT. Fyter Fest night 1. You've got MJF and Wardlaw versus Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, none other than Luke Perry's son, the late, great Luke Perry. That's his son, Jungle Boy. He's going to be fighting MJO and Wardlaw. That ought to be good. Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz. That ought to be good, too. Next up, Hikaru Shida, the women's champion, defending against Penelope Ford. Ought to be great. These are pay-per-view style matches. It's going to be great. Next up, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus the Best Friends. I'm guessing it wouldn't surprise me if that match goes down, and then in week 2, you've got them defending the belts against probably who do you got? You got the Young Bucks, maybe FTR. Who knows what could happen in week 2? But on week 1, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page are going to take on the Best Friends. And then the main event of week 1, you've got Cody versus Jake Hager. That ought to be great. So that ends up week 1. Next week, we'll be reporting on what ends up being week 2 card. But either way, those 5 matches, pay-per-view quality, top to bottom. What you think?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Cody Don't Call Me Rhodes for putting this on for free against WWE and their NXT. I think they're going to be doing the Great American Bash style thing with their NXT little thing got going there, boy, which I think is going to be all right. But I kind of like this AEW thing. I like the fact that they're doing this. It reminds me of something that they used to call Clash of Champions, but also would run on TNT's sister station TBS back in the day. And that was some really good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. But I'll tell you one thing. I would challenge anybody in WWE, anybody in Impact Wrestling, anybody in AEW, Ring of Honor, Japan, England, Mexico, Canada, whatever. I challenge any 5-man to go up against Vampiro, Dr. Death Steve Williams, The Wall, Berlin, and Jerry Only. And I guarantee you my 5 guys will whip any of the 5 guys' ass all day and twice on Sunday, which just so happens to be today when we broadcast this show. Book on it.
You know what you're talking about. So that ended the show. Everything's, like I said, built up for Fyter Fest week 1. Check it out next week on TNT, 7 p.m. Central. On to the independents. You know we always talk independents. We're here to plug them, support them through all the Corona crap going on. Can't wait till they all get back going again. We've got some news on somebody that is going again. Top of the news, East Coast Professional Wrestling. We like those guys. They have some great videos on their Facebook page. This week they posted a video. You've got none other than Shane Douglas. Remember him? Shane Douglas is fighting on a card for them. You've got Birdman Coco Beware on the card. Check out their new Facebook page. That video has got, like I said, Shane Douglas, Coco Beware, Andrew Anderson. Great wrestling. Either way, awesome content there. Next up, Wrestling 225, our homeboys. They put out a thing this week. The heavyweight champions, number 1 is obviously Corey Constantine, the champion. They've also ranked the people. Number 2, you've got Gil Gracie. Check out Gil Gracie, who Corey Constantine beat for that title. Corey, there he is right there. Then you got Purple Haze. All in my brain. There he is, Purple Haze. He's ranked at number 3. There he is right there. There's Corey Constantine beating him right there. Then you've got Exton Black. There he is right there. He's ranked number 4. Number 5, you got Vordell Walker. How about that dude right there? He was Wrestler of the Year in 2018. And then obviously you got Michael White, who's the SEC champion. The SEC champion gets an automatic top 5 spot. So there he is right there. So there's your top 5 that'll contend against Corey Constantine as soon as they get back going. Check out their post also on Wrestling 225. They've also got their 225 Mania. It looks like it still may go off. Who knows? You got to watch the Facebook page to stay up to date to know if it's going to happen. It was listed on August the 29th. It looks like they're going to do whatever they can to try to get it off. There it is on August the 29th at the Doyle High School Gym, Wrestling 225. Everybody's looking forward to seeing when Corey Constantine will get his first chance to defend that title. Stoked about that one. And next up to WildKat Wrestling. These are the boys that got it back going back again. Last week, they had a YouTube live event on Tuesday night for the vacant WildKat Wrestling Revolution Championship. It was on the line in a fatal four-way. And guess what? You've got a new champ, and guess where he's from? He's called the Baton Rouge Bullet. Jace Valor is your new Revolution Champion. Check him out on the next slide right there. Boom, boom, boom. There he is right there. New champ, Baton Rouge Bullet, Jace Valor. Next up, this week, they've got another show. This one is going to be Brian Keith versus Edrin Stone. Check it out, WildKat TV on YouTube, 7 o'clock, Tuesday night, June 30th. Be there. It's going to be good stuff either way. Support your independence. Check out WildKat Wrestling, doing what they can to have live independent wrestling out there for you. What you think of that one?
I love their independent wrestling. All due respect, if it wouldn't be for the independent wrestlers and everyone that you just said right there, those three guys, and plus the other folks that we really aren't doing that much talent with, these guys have nothing but respect from us. They have all the talent in the world. They're the future. They're the ones that go out there and make it happen. They're the reason why you see the superstars in WWE and AEW and Ring of Honor and Impact and everyone. They also had to start somewhere. And these guys are proud of what they do. They work hard. They sleep in the cars. They eat the bologna blowouts and all the stuff that you hear. That's all legit. It's not a gimmick. It's not a joke. It's all real. And I have nothing but utmost respect for every single one of those men and women that do what they do. And it's an honor to have them take a portion of the time of this program to put them over because they rightfully deserve to be.
All right, there you go, Kansas. On to the spotlight of our show. You know what we got? We got the Performer of the Week, sponsored again this week by Defense Shopper. They put out items like this right here as the badass metal flashlight stun gun. Pretty sweet device there. They've got something called a bash light right there. It's a little flashlight stun gun. They got pepper sprays. Put in the code JackJaw, you get 20% off, and you get free shipping. They ship pretty quick. So there again, our sponsor this week for Performer of the Week is Defense Shopper. Going to the top, let's look at WWE Raw. Who is your Performer of the Week on WWE Raw?
Probably going to have to go with Nia Jax because she made a big impact on Charlotte Flair. Cost her that match against Osaka for the championship. I think Nia Jax had a big part in that particular program. So I'm going to go with Nia Jax this week as the Wrestler of the Week for Raw.
Not a bad one. Maybe you could possibly sort of give it to possibly Natalya because she's got her little new thing with Lana. Who knows? But like you said, Nia Jax, Performer of the Week. She's got it. NXT, you want me to call that one?
Yeah.
I got to give it to Keith Lee, taking out Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano. That was an epic thing right there. He's going to do whatever he's got to do to fight Adam Cole. So Keith Lee is going to be my Performer of the Week in NXT. SmackDown, you call that one.
Undertaker. Whole show is about the Undertaker.
There you go.
He should be the Wrestler of the Week, Undertaker.
Well, you could also give it to King Corbin because hopefully his performance that week will push him out the door. Who knows? But you're right. Yeah. Undertaker is definitely Performer of the Week. It was all Undertaker. Thank you, Taker. Greatest career, one of the greatest, top 5 careers ever in professional wrestling. You got to give it to him. Dynamite, AEW, Performer of the Week. Who knows? So much good stuff, top to bottom. I think I'd have to give it to – who are you going to say?
I'm biased toward Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, you're right. She's definitely Performer of the Week. She's somebody who comes out there, and no doubt she's not going to lose. So you could either give it to him or you could give it to Brian Cage. He's just so dominant. No matter who he puts him in, they put him in there with, he just throws them all over the place. And then in the indie world, you got to get Performer of the Week again to WildKat Wrestling, that they are doing these live shows on YouTube. keeping people interested, keeping their brand out there, becoming relevant. We'll be pushing that video. We need to post it on our Facebook page, Ringside Wranglers. Post it on there to continue to push the Indies. So that about does it this week. If you want to reach out to us, you got something you need us to plug or whatever about your show, about any wrestling coming up, reach out to us at ringsidewranglers@gmail.com. You can like and subscribe us. If you subscribe to us, you get the updates automatically, what's going on. We try to keep the news relevant of what's going on out there, anything that's late and breaking. You got to be wondering that something may be breaking soon with King Corbin, the way he took just an absolute beating. That typically signs are something's coming for him. We'll be watching out for that one. It looks like the build-up to Fyter Fest on AEW is going to be good too. So there may be some good storylines coming up there. I hated to see the uptick in the Corona stuff because it seems like that's going to push back Vince from trying to get a live show at some point with some social distancing. I haven't seen too much, but a couple weeks ago he was saying by hook or crook he was going to have fans at SummerSlam, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible at this point. Who knows? What are we like 6-8 weeks from that? 6 to 7 weeks maybe SummerSlam. I can't see that going off. So that would be 2 top dog WWE pay-per-views with no fans, WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Oh man, I so hope they could have some fans in some form or fashion. Maybe they'll figure out another way to do it. Who knows? But got to feel for the people producing these shows because that is such a stretch to do it without the fans. The one thing about the fans that you got to give the fans credit for is that is immediate feedback to the writers about how good storylines are. Without the fans, they're just winging it. They're just throwing stuff out there. And if they miss on a story, they don't even know. They have no idea that it's terrible. And they've got a couple bad ones going on now. I mean, the Street Profits. Can you imagine if the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders were doing what they're doing now in front of crowds? You would be able to hear crickets. You'd be able to hear crickets. It would be just as quiet as it is right now. And they would realize really quick how bad that angle is. I mean, that is just weak. So we need fans back to make wrestling better. That's my rant for the week right there. Fans back to make wrestling better. So anything else? Any final comments from you, Kansas?
Well, they mentioned last Tuesday that FS1's not going to carry that Tuesday night wrestling show, the backstage, which is most unfortunate because I really enjoyed that show. And one of the things they did say on that show was they talked about the greatest wrestling match ever, which is, I told you how, well, your boy Haz-Bin, I will agree with him on that. I mean, greatest wrestling matches I've ever seen are going to involve Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat and Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage and we go back to George Hackenschmidt and Randy Haas and all these guys. But one thing they did say that was bad about it was just what you said, Mr. Joe, and there's no fans. Without having fans, it ruins everything, and it's probably why they match. And whenever you can pipe in fans for the match, that's just to me, it's just pathetic. Everybody else thought it was great. I thought it was just garbage, because the fans, just like you said, it's like at a traffic light. A traffic light, you got a red light, you got a yellow light, you got a green light. And if it's just red and yellow, it ain't gonna do you no good. If you're a Hulk Hogan fan, it will. But otherwise, if you're not a Hulk Hogan fan, it'll do you no good. So you're right. You got to have the fans.
Yep. So hopefully we're getting closer. I'm hoping. Who knows? Hopefully no more setbacks. Either way, we don't want to get off on that one. But either way, we're stoked about wrestling, stoked about professional wrestling. Like I said, I'm Jack Jaw with the Ringside Wrangler. That has been Kansas' special guest this week, sitting in for Haz-Bin. Great feedback, great takes on some stuff going on. I know you love Vampiro.
Don't you ever forget that name. Don't you ever forget the name of Vampiro.
He's the man. He trained a lot of good people. But either way, I'm Jack Jaw. This has been our show this week, Ringside Wranglers. Check us out next week. We'll have news on the AEW Fyter Fest Week 2. Next week, we'll also have news from the WWE, AEW, and always the independents. I'm Jack Jaw. That is Kansas sitting in for Haz-Bin. Haz-Bin will be back next week. Hopefully, we'll see. We are out. See you later.